these documents, apparently they were not without. He just had copies of them, so they weren't like entirely missing. And if you do any due diligence on this, what you'll actually learn is that, oh, apparently everybody takes these documents, and apparently people who aren't even president and can't actually declassify them. I mean, someone else comes to mind. Someone else, that would be Joe Biden, our current president of the United States. I mean, you got to be a little more cautious. You know, what is the expression? Those who live in glass houses should not be throwing stones. So his DOJ goes after Trump for this, was working in tandem with the National Archives about all this months before the case was ever formally referred to the DOJ. And well, what do you know? There was no destruction of government documents. He didn't quite steal them, perhaps the way DOJ would like you to think, because this is just what everybody does, I guess, including Biden. He was VP at the time. I mean, they found stuff from nearly, what, dare I say 50 years ago? I don't know, decades ago, from when he was not even in the Oval Office. Let's take a look. And what did he have to say about it? This is how he shrugged it off.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President,
okay.
Classified material next to your Corvette. What were you thinking?
Let me, I'm going to get a chance to speak on all this, God willing, soon. But as I said earlier this week, people, and by the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage. Okay, so it's not like you're sitting out in the street. But at any rate,
was in a locked garage.
Yes, as well as my Corvette. But as I said earlier this week, people know I take classified documents and classified material seriously.
So that's the thing. I guess, he's like, well, I just turned him over. Apparently Trump, and again, I've got to read through all 400 pages, and you know that I will because I'm that kind of reporter. But, apparently he did at some point try to interact with them. And, I get the feeling that ultimately what happened is that the White House had made him a target, and the administration and the DOJ had made him a target. And so it just didn't matter. Like, if you screw up in any simple way, I mean, again, I go back to Letitia James. That case should never have been brought. And yet Donald Trump may have to pay, what's the fine that she wanted? $454 million, $500 million. Think about that, $500 million. And then he came through with 175, and she was trying to still raid him and take away his properties and say that she didn't trust the bond outfit that was given. I mean, it's just crazy, guys.